Welcome into another LAODICEAN Lookout podcast. I am your host, Andrew Sluder, pastor of Bible Baptist Church here in Asheville, North Carolina. I hope you have had a great week, and I'm excited about the podcast today. Got Jacob Salter and Johnny Caldwell, my two cohorts
hello.
in this thing. Yeah, hello. Man, it has been a boring week, has it not?
Yeah, it has. Nothing's happened.
Nothing's happened. Hey, we do want to make some announcements, though, really quick. Go on my YouTube channel. If you've not liked and subscribed to this, there's no other way to watch this. I guess we're saying this stuff because, like, one day, 5 years down the road, we may put these on, like, some kind of podcast app or something. But as of right now, the only way you can watch this is on YouTube. So like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't, go watch all my heresy. There's plenty of it on there, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of it on there. But this has been a boring week. Not only has it just been boring, like, as far as the world is concerned, but it's been pretty boring as far as I'm concerned and y'all are concerned. Me and Jake have done nothing this week.
Well, we've worked out, but that's about it.
We've worked out. We have worked out a lot. And we're getting swole.
Yeah, as the kids would say. Oh, yeah.
Man, we're going to go after this podcast, actually. We had church tonight. We're shooting this on Thursday. And man, yesterday I was not wanting to go. And I am not wanting to go again today.
It's leg day.
I really don't do leg day, though. Because I'm a man and I don't wear shorts.
Well, I don't either.
Bless God.
I do. I just don't in, like, public.
Yeah, that's why. I don't wear shorts in public. It's not like I'm in the shower like with a full suit on.
For modesty, for one, but also because nobody wants to see my hairy legs.
Yeah. So. I mean, if I were to wear shorts at this point in my life, after not wearing them for literally a decade since I was...
People would burn alive because it's so bright.
Oh, yeah. Immediately reflect off of my legs and blind everybody in a half-mile radius. So, Johnny wears shorts, though. Always. He's wearing shorts right now. Johnny, if it's like 35 below zero... Johnny will have on a pair of basketball shorts. Oh, but what's sick, though, is these short shorts that are in style now.
Oh, my gosh.
Jesus help us.
Yeah. Like, this is not the NBA in, like, the 70s.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, we'll go to the gym, and there'll be, like, dudes that just wear... I mean, this one dude had on a pair so short that there's no way on God's green earth that wasn't, like, just underwear or something. It was sick.
I know.
It's so bad. Like I remember back when I was like in middle school and high school, it was like popular, like long, like wearing them really long. Yeah. But now it's like the shorter the better, and it's sick. Like nobody wants to see your little chicken legs. I told Jake he should have gone up to one of those guys last night at the gym and be like, "Hey, bro, whenever I see your legs, it reminds me of KFC." Chicken legs.
That might have came off the wrong way if I did that. It'd probably be better if I didn't do that.
Yeah. But like you got these like 125-pound guys walking around, they're looks like, two little toothpicks sticking out of their shorts. And it's just so sick. Anyway, I don't want to talk about men's shorts anymore. But speaking of clothing, though, I do have on a brand new suit jacket and I've got on new khaki pants, which those, if you've seen khakis, you've seen khakis. But I do have on, I call this my C.T. Townsend suit coat.
Yeah. I got one real similar. It's gray.
You do. That's a full suit.
Yeah.
And I bought you the vest for it. But
it's going to look nice.
It's going to look nice. Steinmart, though, has this epic. So did you go with this to Steinmart, Johnny?
No. I'm not invited to things.
Why weren't you? Oh, wait. We went after church. Well, if you come to church to here, we went after church on Sunday. Oh, did we go after church on Sunday? Yeah, we did. Because I'm positive of it. Because we were all wearing suits. Yeah, so we went and got some new stuff. And this is I call it my C.T. Townsend coat because this looks like something C.T. Townsend would wear.
Yeah, it does.
I hope he watches this and knows that I'm wearing his clothes now. I actually stole this right out of C.T.'s closet.
Yeah.
I didn't really buy it. No, we went and I got two new suits. This, the khakis, and a brand new Nautica, like dark bluish. It's almost like a blackish blue. It's really nice. And I got Jake a vest to match his suit for $157 at Steinmart, which was really unbelievable. Johnny's like, I don't. That's a good deal. If you buy suits, that's a good deal. So anyway, but I guess what I can't stand though is like I bought all that for $157. And you'll have these guys who are like, yeah, I know. I know that, you know, it's not about your clothes, but, you know, I have to spend $500 on a suit or I just can't wear the suit. Like, I know guys like that. Spending $500 on suits. And I have a few suits that expensive. I didn't buy them. Somebody else bought them for me. And I appreciate people who did buy them for me. But, man, you can buy nice clothes for cheap.
I mean, that gray suit in there I got was on sale in, I think it was a JCPenney in Delaware in the mall.
Yeah.
It was like $100, so.
It starts
the suit and the pants.
But people start getting preachers are starting to get a little extravagant with their looks and outfits. Like when you start getting like the extreme, I know guys that'll like wear colored shoelaces and then like have the little like flower button. If you want to do it, that's fine. Like I'm not against it. It's just, it's a little too much for me. Like wear like color coded socks, pocket hanky and tie and all that. Like this has a built-in pocket. This is not an actual pocket hanky. It's built in.
Well, I usually don't get up until like 5 minutes before church, so
Yeah.
I don't have time for all that. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
throw it on and I'm in the church.
Yeah. And you have that one suit that looks like you got it from a Goodwill in the 70s.
Yeah, you talking about the brown
The
one?
brown one.
Dude, I bought that thing and I'm like, man, that looks like some Amag would wear. And then I get it and the pants look like MC Hammer pants. Like the suit jacket's fine, but the pants are literally like, you can't complain about modesty with it because the thing's like super big.
Definitely not form fitting. That's for sure. Oh man. Well, hey, I do have a little bit of controversy that we need to talk about on the podcast today. So I got a little bit of hate today. Did you see the post?
No.
You're not on Facebook. You need, yeah, y'all are right with the Lord. You're only on the gram. Well, so I made a post today. So if many of you know, Phil Kidd, me and Randy like to call him Philly the Kid. He went on the Recovering Fundamentals podcast.
Wait, first of all, you got hair.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting to that. Yeah, no, I'm getting to that. So he went on the Recovering Fundamentals podcast. He actually replaced my spot. Because they
were too scared to have you on.
You said it, not me. There's one of those guys, the Nathan Kravitt or Kravitt. I don't know I think it's Kravitt. I don't know how to say his last name. He actually messaged me and said, "Hey, we want you to. I'm gonna try to get you on. I want this to happen." So I appreciate it. I think he's being genuine, whatever. And if he's not, the Lord judge him according to his deeds. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Phil Kidd replaced me on one. They split his up into two, and so he went on there, and it was like this big deal. And they were like, he was acting like it was like some kind of WWE match. He goes, "Can you imagine? Last time I was in the octagon, I got a broken nose," or just going on. And my wife said, "Please never do that again." And he was like, "So can you imagine me in the ring with these liberals?" It was, and I'm sure they got crud tons of views on it. So, kudos to them for, getting the views, because people were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to click on this."
Yeah.
But anyway, so Phil Kidd went on there and, he's not a Baptist anymore and all this, stuff that he went, he's been going that direction a long time, but he dropped Baptist from his sign and, Well, he got a hair transplant.
And it is amazing.
And it is quite obvious. Like it wasn't something subtle, just filled in a few. No, like
he's a new person.
He's a new creature. The dude, yeah. It's like a before Christ, after Christ picture. It was like when you see these crack kids, like they're like all skinny and pale and like whatever, and then you see. and then like a year clean, and they're like. It was one of those situations. It was like
before keto, after keto.
Like beforehand, his hair was see-through.
Yeah.
Like he would tease it up and you could see right through it.
Dang. All right.
No, it was. It really was.
Proceed, man of God.
So anyway, So he now has a very thick, luscious head of hair.
Yes.
And so I made a joke on Facebook because one of the things that he talks about in that podcast is that I'm tickling myself. This is funny. I'll crack myself up. He says that he preached for a Pentecostal church, and one of his biggest, something along the lines of one of his biggest regrets was not getting, in with other denominations earlier in his ministry, whatever. So, but he facilitated that his son, Paul Kidd, who's completely liberal, facilitated a meeting with a Pentecostal. So I made a joke on Facebook today and said, I put a picture of him before his hair transplant and after his hair transplant. And I said, Phil Kidd started preaching for Pentecostals and all of a sudden his hair started growing back. Maybe they can perform signs and wonders.
Maybe.
And people flipped. People got so ticked off at that. I mean, there were a lot of people that laughed and thought it was funny, but there were like some of these like people who came on and were like, how dare you?
It's just because you said it.
Oh,
right. Oh, yeah. I mean, if one of these like little Twitter critters, a non-account said it, everybody would be like, oh, that's so funny because I said it. Yeah. But they got so like, people were like, he is a man of God, like all this kind of stuff. Like anyway, and we're going to actually talk about this on the Backwoods Bible broadcast next week. Me and Randy are going to go into like a more serious tone, a more serious vein of it, about Phil Kidd. But it was hilarious because there were like people like just coming out of the woodwork saying, I can't believe you said this. Like out of everything I've said in my life, out of all the crazy stuff, like there were people I've never heard of in my life. Like, okay, I talked about the Jesus burning in hell. I talked about the all this crazy, the rapture may happen in 2033, and everybody lost their minds. But then there were like a certain group of people, like you make fun of a man for getting a very obvious hair transplant.
Yeah.
And Phil Kidd even talked about it. He goes, yeah, I had a surgery. Somebody said I look younger. I look 20 years younger.
He looks younger.
The top of his head does.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a joke. And so I made another post and I was like, guys, if you're more upset about me making a joke about Phil Kidd's hair than you are about his obvious apostasy, then like you're crippled too high for crutches, man. They can't see it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that was a fun story today on Facebook. Facebook's a weird place, man.
I'm not on there.
Yeah, that's why you're not on. I should probably get off, but it's too much fun. I have too much fun with it. It's kind of like a pig walling around in the mud. The pig enjoys it. I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, we've been working out. We've been trying to watch what we eat.
Yeah.
Not Jake, though.
Oh, I have.
He looks at it.
Yeah, you've been watching.
I've been watching it. I've been watching it too much, and then I fall in the temptation to eat it. That's the problem.
Let's talk about what you've eaten today. I want to talk about your diet today.
All right. So I had a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah.
Wheat bread. Not that really means anything.
How are you getting? You're not that popular. Who's texting you? Or that Earl?
Yeah.
Tell him we're in a podcast. If he wants to be on it, come down here.
Well, I was going to hold the phone up and you can talk into it. But
no, not the same.
Sound very good.
Not the same. Because I want to talk about your diet because we've not been keeping chicken nuggets in the house. So that's like a huge staple of your diet. Just gone.
Yeah, I've been starving. Like I've been eating peanut butter sandwiches. I've been eating tuna straight out of the can because there's no mayonnaise. I have been.
Let me just say that I have the most extreme hatred for tuna.
I don't know why.
It smells like cat food. That's why.
I mean, so did that fish that we ate, that trout. Same smell.
You hold your tongue.
It's
boy.
just a fish smell. There's no
Are you
difference.
kidding me? Freshly fried trout smells the same as canned tuna.
Well, I mean, you put all the spices on it. It smells like lemon and all that stuff. But
yeah, but even raw fish doesn't smell as bad as tuna. Tuna smells like straight up cat food.
It smells the same to me.
In fact, I'm pretty sure canned tuna was just meant to be cat food, and then somebody was just like, you know what?
It's so good though, dude.
This tastes delicious. Why are my cats eating this? Yeah, it's good for protein, but so is like not tuna. Something else besides tuna.
Food is fuel, all right?
Yeah.
It's made for pleasure.
Well, tuna is the epitome of food not made for pleasure. I'd eat Spam before I ate tuna.
Oh, I hate Spam, dude.
I've never eaten Spam. Have you ever eaten
I haven't
Spam?
either. I just look at it and I hate it.
I used to have a girlfriend that ate potted meat. She used to like make potted meat sandwiches.
Is that why you broke up with her?
But yeah, one of many. Actually, she broke up with me. So, yeah. No, it's actually because I wasn't a simp. I was not a very nice boyfriend at that period of time in my life. But anyway,
Really?
yeah, I was just a jerk. I mean, I still kind of am a jerk, I guess. But anyway, that was in the 9th grade. It was like, how old are you in the 9th grade? 13, 14? Anyway, moral of the story. Maybe you were 15 in 9th grade.
That's true.
Jake's like 16? Yeah, I was 16 in the 9th grade.
Into all that. I ain't the smartest.
Anyway, she ate potted meat sandwiches and it was disgusting. Gross. I just don't like eating meat out of a can. That's just basically my conviction. It's just, but anyway, you eat tuna.
And I had, that ramen.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get at.
I had that ramen.
So if you go to my Instagram, I'm on Instagram, by the way. You can go look at it.
Don't do it.
No, you need to go look. You need to go. Go to my Instagram is like probably the most personal thing on social media that I have, because I'll just post like there are things I'll post on Instagram that I don't post anywhere else. But anyway, today he's sitting on the couch here in the office, and he's just chomping down on a block of uncooked ramen. Like he just sat there. He got a whole styrofoam plate to eat uncooked ramen. Like it was, and I'm not talking about like one of those little,
some of the seasoning on it.
I'm not talking about one of those little styrofoam plates. Like I'm talking about like the kind you get at a Baptist fellowship dinner with like the big rectangle ones with all the different little things. He gets that to eat one block of uncooked ramen, and he sprinkles the seasoning on there. He's just there going. So I snap a beautiful picture.
It was bad.
Oh, let me see.
I was sitting.
I'm going to pull it up. All you that are watching this as opposed to just listening to it, you are about to get he was not posing. He was not it was like he did not know I was taking the picture. I just snapped the picture and it was the perfect moment. So if you can see this.
If you want to call that perfect, then.
Oh, it was perfect. Do you see that, Johnny?
Yep.
I mean, he's like, it was beautiful. So yeah, he's eating a thing of uncooked ramen, and he likes it. It's not like something like I'm too lazy to cook this. It's you like that, right?
Yes. And then I ate a cupcake, so that was my cheat for the day. Well, I actually had 2 cupcakes today.
So I cheated on my cheat.
Yeah.
Those things are old. Like
I can't tell. I mean, I looked at
earlier. You said these things are hard as a rock.
No, that's because they were open in the freezer or in the fridge.
It's also because they're like 4 months old.
Like there was one, I guess when I got one out the other day, I forgot to close it. And then they were just like sat out.
So you ate it was just hard and you still ate it.
I mean, yeah. Like, what else should I do?
Not eat it.
Am I going to waste it?
I mean, what else are you going to do with this cupcake that's perfect? What are you going to do with this cupcake that's gone bad? You going to throw it out? Waste not, want now is what I say. Jake's diet's hilarious, though. Your diet's funny.
I wouldn't know. I mean, this is normal to me.
We went to Olive Garden. We already talked about this on the podcast.
I don't know. Probably.
We went to Olive Garden a couple of weeks ago. And we're sitting in Olive Garden, and thankfully Jake's not having like a complete nervous breakdown, which has happened before in restaurants.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that.
Skyline chili.
Awful.
I thought Jake was gonna.
There was nothing edible. Nothing.
We went to a Skyline chili in Ohio,
except the crackers.
And hang on.
That's the only thing there was to eat.
We went to a Skyline chili, and the pastor takes us there. You know what Skyline chili is?
No.
It's like this fast food place out of Cincinnati, and when you really think about it, it's really gross. It's fast food, but it's spaghetti with sweet chili on top, and like enough shredded cheddar cheese to kill a mule.
Yeah.
And you just eat it, and you just get a fork and just go to town. Well, so we go there. Jake hates cheese.
And I hate chili. I like spaghetti, which I was I was trying to move the chili
So
away and get to the noodles. And I was just having a hard time, man. I was having a real hard time.
So
My
we
anxiety
go,
was kicking in.
and Jake,
It was a disaster.
Jake is over there, and he takes a bite. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is good. I like this." And
I didn't want to. He literally bought it for me, so I didn't want to be
the
rude.
preacher, and the thing is, we're like Jake's sitting at the big preacher's table, like it's me and the pastor and some other pastors that have come from out of town, and so Jake's over there. Yeah, he had to step it up. So I look over, like I'm done, like I'm completely done. I liked it, and I look over there at Jake, and Jake's like playing with it. He's just like he's doing this right here. And I was like, Jake.
I was like red as a lobster
Yeah,
in the
he
face.
was like red and sweaty.
I'm like shaking. I'm like, oh.
And Jake, I was like, Jake, do you not like that? And he goes, no, dude, I hate it. and so the pastor notices it, and he's like, you don't have to eat any more of that. And Jake's like, okay, thank the Lord. he was like, I'm still kind of hungry, so I'll just eat. They bring you out like a little oyster cracker like you put in soup. He goes, I'll just eat some of these crackers. And when he gets this big bag of crackers, but he doesn't realize that somebody's already opened it from the other side, and so he picks, like he's all embarrassed because he's not gonna finish.
I still want to know who opened those.
And he opened that, and he's like, at least I have these crackers, and they just fall.
Like I want to get my vengeance on whoever opened that bag because they're sick in the head.
And they just go everywhere,
all over the floor, all over my suit pants.
Whew. And so,
and then the family that I was staying with ended up taking me to Chick-fil-A. So
yeah, they took you to Chick-fil-A. So
I won.
yeah. But man, so later on, I'm like, Jake, I was like, you were really struggling last night in Skyline. He was like, dude, that was giving me so much social anxiety. I was like, it was. He was being dead serious. He was like, dude, I just wanted to burst out. I just wanted to burst out in tears. I was so stressed. Oh,
that was a nightmare. Never even going back there. Like I won't even go in anymore.
It was so funny. I ate there a couple of weeks ago. We were coming back from somewhere, and I got the what are they called? It's called something weird. They like a 4-way or something.
I don't know.
I got the spaghetti and the hot dog.
Oh, I had a hot dog too.
Yeah,
that was sick.
I burped that all the way back to Asheville though. Good Lord. Anyway, well, folks, I don't know if we got anything Bible to talk about. I always try to throw a little bit of Bible in these, but I'm not sure there's anything spiritual to talk about.
Yeah.
My goodness. I've been studying, I will say something I have been studying. I've been studying like cases where the Lord made exceptions in the law. Like David. I mentioned in the video, if you haven't watched my recent video, God is Divorced, go watch that. It'll raise your blood pressure, at least one way or another. But I've been studying like where the Lord makes exceptions in the law. Like with Israel, he makes an exception to where under the law, Israel's not, you're not allowed to divorce a woman and then remarry her. It's not allowed. But he makes that exception for Israel. David, he makes an exception for David. David's supposed to die because he committed murder and adultery. Right. No Old Testament sacrifice offered for those things. Therefore, David had to, the only thing you could do was die. And David doesn't die. The woman caught in adultery in John 8, she's supposed to be stoned, but Jesus says, you that was without sin among you, let him cast the first stone, or whatever, whatever the exact wording is. And so she's accepted. It's an exception there. Okay. There's other one. I mean, Jesus, the Bible clearly says in John chapter number 5 that Jesus broke the Jews sought to stone him because he broke the Sabbath.
Yeah.
And like, oh my gosh, Jesus broke the Sabbath. He broke the law. Well, but that's kind of the thing. He's the lawgiver. Therefore, he can execute judgment when he wants to and when he doesn't want to. And since he's the lawgiver, he's outside the law. I mean, the Bible literally says in John chapter 5 that they sought to stone him because he broke the Sabbath. But Mark chapter 2, he's the Lord of the Sabbath. So he can do what he wants to. So
What was that thing you and Caleb were saying? He can do what he wants, and he don't gotta ask.
yeah, he can
nobody.
do whatever he wants. He ain't got to ask nobody's permission about it either. The Lord doesn't have to ask anybody's permission for anything. He can do whatever the heck he wants. But I've been studying that. It's interesting. It's interesting the places where God makes exceptions according to the law, and it's just because He can. And it's always in the favor of mercy.
Right.
It's always Him, showing mercy. But anyway, that's something interesting that I've been studying there. But anyway, well, Johnny, we need to get to 3,000 subscribers on YouTube.
We're getting there.
We're getting there slowly but surely. So if you've not subscribed to the podcast yet, definitely subscribe. We've been off for a few weeks as far as traveling. We're going to be traveling though soon. We're going to be down in Rockwell, North Carolina. Me and Jake. Johnny, you need to start traveling with us. But you're lame and do this thing called work.
You gotta put me on to the insurance.
I do need to put you onto the insurance. We'll get you hooked up tonight, actually. I think we'll do that. We're going to be in Rockwell. Then we'll be in Virginia. Then I'll be in, where I'll be? I've got my book here somewhere. We'll be here in North Carolina. Then we'll be in Virginia. Then we'll be in Georgia. Then we'll be in New York. And then we'll be in Kentucky. And then after that, we'll be in Florida. And then we'll be here at the Blowout here. So literally basically September, October, and the first half of November are slammed.
I'm looking forward to that blowout, though.
I am too. So anyway, come to the Blowout. It's November 10th, 11th, and 12th. And it's a good meeting. You've never been to one of our Blowout meetings, have you?
I don't know.
I've been to the first one, and it got on.
It got on. Did you not come to last year's?
No. I wasn't here for last year's.
Last year got on. Were you at this past youth meeting?
I don't.
Where everybody was like petrified of COVID?
Oh,
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
You were there last year at the youth meeting. The youth meeting last year, where Cam, Manrazy, my wife, and Jesse were singing.
Yeah,
that got on.
That did get on.
And it got on this past year at the youth meeting with everybody scared of COVID. That last night it broke loose. So, and I like all that shouting. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't like that. I love it.
In the comments, it's Pentecostal.
Pentecostal, yeah. We're not speaking in tongues.
Discipline and order.
We're not rolling on the floor. We're not barking like dogs. We're not bopping people on the head. It's not Pentecostal.
Shouting for joy, man.
Yeah, it's not Pentecostal. So anyway, well, I think we'll conclude. We usually do about 30 minutes. This one was like 20. We're right at the 28-ish mark there. So I think we'll wrap it up. But make sure you watch the Backwoods Bible broadcast next week, because we're going to be discussing some fun stuff with Philly the Kid, or not with him. If he wants to come on, he can. He's more than welcome to come on our show. I doubt he'll do that.
That'd be pretty awesome.
It'd be pretty cool. Maybe we can get him on the podcast.
Oh, yes.
Maybe we'll talk. Maybe I'll reach out to him. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he could come on. I don't want to make a big deal about it, because I don't necessarily want Phil Kidd on, but I don't not want him on either.
Right.
So anyway, maybe we'll talk.
He's a character. He's a character.
He is a character. I'll tell you that much.
They should give us some suggestions for some guests.
Yeah. Hey guys, in the comment section, let us know who you want to hear or who you want us to have on as guests, because we're going to be having some guests on the podcast here. So let us know who you want as a guest on, who you'd like to see on here. I know for sure we got Jesse Craigle going to be on. We've got when Brother Mitch Canup comes, I'm going to try to get him to do some stuff with us. So anyway, we're going to try to do some guests here, but let us know who you want to see as a guest. All right. Listen, folks, God bless you is our prayer.